Hi everyone, it's me, Captain Chance, and in today's video you'll be watching me paint, colour, do what I do. I'll also be kind of doing a little voiceover and going in or jumping in and telling you a little bit about my process. Yeah, let's get started. So as you can see, I always start off with a colourful background. It kind of helps me set the mood or the tone, and it also helps me choose the right colours, I guess, because you know, colours look different on different backgrounds and different colours. So as you can see, I've picked out the skin tone and I've gone in and filled in where the skin is and then just going in and kind of cleaning up some of the areas. It doesn't have to be like too neat because, you know, I'm gonna go over most of the area with other colours. I'm sure there's an easier way to do this, however I just tend to use the lasso tool and, you know, fill in areas and then just go in and erase and just clean up the edges a little bit. I'm not sure why I'm getting some pixelation. Sorry. There seems to be an issue with the screen recording, but you know, I cannot re-record this because the image is done, so oh well. That thing you just saw pop up was the control center, I guess, for the Tourbox Neo, which I did a video about recently, and I was just setting up my keys, if you will. I recently got a new Mac, and so everything is new and I have to reinstall stuff and yeah, anyway. And so for this image, color wise, I guess I had the thought to, I mean, it's Halloween obviously, and I don't know, I really wanted oranges and purples and I couldn't choose between an orange or a purple, so I just went for both, you know, different shades of purple and like a really bright orange background. I thought it would give like an interesting color combination. I'd be interested to know how you guys go about filling in your images and your base colors, I guess. I know some people do like an all over base color and then they go in and use clipping masks or whatever, or alpha lock it. I find that I prefer to do each layer, like each color is its own layer. So you know, you've got your cloak and then you've got your hair and then your skin, things like that. I'm sure there's a much easier way to do it. It's this, you know, that's just what I am used to, I guess. But let me know how you guys color and your processes and what works for you. It's interesting to share these. I'm always interested to learn, you know, what others are doing with their processes and stuff like that. Yeah. And what I tend to do sometimes is once I've chosen a color and I've you know, laid it down, I will sometimes go in with the HSL, the hue, saturation, lightness, and play around with that a little bit just to change the tone. Sometimes I like the color of something, but I just need to change the tone of it a little bit. And HSL allows me to do that nicely, I guess. woof, you know. I think I do remember my my Photoshop was lagging quite a bit here, so I think that's why there's a lot of pixelation happening. I am so sorry, I did not think that was happening when I was recording. And here I am adding in bits of shading, just really trying to figure out the best brush for the job. Shading isn't really my favorite thing to do, but I guess it just really depends on the image and what I have in mind. For me, I do quite a lot of subtle shading, just because I don't know, actually. I'm just lazy when it comes to shading, but I tend to like a bit of a textured brush, and then just use a bit of multiply or overlay or something, and just change the opacity a little bit. For me, it's all about being subtle, not just going crazy. I also do really enjoy using textured brushes, which, I mean, I guess you wouldn't be able to tell so much. I used to use a lot of really textured brushes when I would colour, but now it's just like really subtle. I said that before, but you know, I do like sort of a rough edge, but just having it really soft, like not too harsh, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It makes sense to me. And then for like the blush and stuff, I just go in, add a bit of red, change the opacity, add a bit of Gaussian blur, and just, you know, maybe add it to like multiply or something, change the layer style to just whatever I think looks good. Sometimes you don't have to, sometimes you do. I don't know. And then just adding in like some fine bits of texture to the hair, which is actually, I think, one of my favorite things to do. I love adding hair lines. I don't know why, I just do. Adding in a bit more shading to the cloak. I think I just wasn't really too happy with. The thing is, I didn't want it to be too harsh, but I also think it was just wasn't dark enough. And this is where I go in and add colour to my lines. I'll do an alpha lock and just go over my lines with slightly darker color of, you know, whatever, you know, the purples, I'll use a darker purple, and yeah, just to make it not so like black, you know, not so harsh, but there's still line work there that you can see. It just softens the edges a little bit, which I like. And here's me trying to figure out what to do with the background. Normally I will just leave it as a plain colour, add a little bit of texture, some shadows, you know, you know how it is. You know what, I've been enjoying using like different blur settings for things like lights or stars and stuff. What I'll do is I'll duplicate the original layer, and then I will add, I think, like screen or linear like blur or something like that, and then I'll go in and use some like motion blur and play with that a little bit. I think it gives it a bit of an interesting look. So yeah, you guys, play around with the blur settings, it's fun. My final things that I do is I add an overlay. It seems strange to add an overlay and then make it look different to what I was originally like color wise, what I originally had, but I think it makes it look a bit more interesting, you know. It doesn't make it look so flat, to me anyway. If you like what I do, subscribe, like, comment, you know, whatever. You don't have to, but if you want to, you can. And have a lovely day.